Now to get back to phase 4. Phase 4, as I said, was, Mr. Bachchan's contract was expiring and we said we now need, something else to carry this forward. And we thought that since we, have achieved, part of our objective of creating empathy and so on, but we still wanted to carry that forward. So we thought that we would create an animated character who would personify our customer and who would become, there's always the customer at the center of everything and there's the brand. And that would be the interface, the customer and the brand. So we created one, character, an animated character. And we even created some films to be able to migrate from Bachchan to the character. So a film in which both Bachchan was there and the character was there.
Okay, I remember. Yeah.
So we had that.
And how did that character evolve?
We gave a brief to evolve, that we said that, we would want this character to be, roughly of this age, a smiling, friendly kind of a person. Somebody who is, not very, a normal person off the road, not a very, high-level creme de la creme kind of person, a regular common man. So we gave a brief, and this man was created. We still use him in some places, but not very often. Last calendar, we are using him. Yeah. One annual report also we use. Now, so we attempted to migrate, from Bachchan by using them together in the same film and so on, and to take that forward. The reason why I say that phase failed was that, in most communications of any product or service that you see, one of the normal formats of communication is a problem solution. That the customer have a problem solution format where we say that the customer or the consumer is facing a particular problem and that this particular brand has a solution for it. That's the normal format of most communication. Now the problem that happened was because we had created this person who is the customer and we therefore had to show him experiencing a problem. Okay. The feedback when we then went out and did our market research, and the feedback we got was that you are presenting the customer, which is me by the way, or talking about me, as somebody who is not knowledgeable, doesn't know what's going on, gets easily fooled and, is bumbling along, and that you are these know-it-alls who's going to solve my problem.
So there's that aspect of resentment.
Yeah. Now, the thing is that I'm of course articulating it very strongly.
Yes.
It didn't come out this strongly, but we could sense that the customer's not liking it. Now we read into that and interpreted that this is the reason why he's not liking it. Because he doesn't like to see himself being presented as having a problem which he himself cannot solve, and that somebody else needs to come and solve it for him. He did not like that. So we very rapidly withdrew that. So I think we ran it barely a month and a half. Oh yes, we very rapidly withdrew it. So we still use the man because in itself that's not, the thing, but the way in which that problem solution format was all wrong. So that.
But in hindsight, Madhvi, maybe in some ways it also helped that transition from Amitabh to something else.
It didn't succeed. That's what I think. That was the attempt.
Yeah.
But it didn't succeed.
Okay.
So, as I said, we internally believe that phase, we declared it a failure, which is why we withdrew it. It's fine, you run 6 phases in the life of a brand, one didn't work, and so long as you had the sense to cut your losses and withdraw, you're fine. So therefore we did, this piece of, so we withdrew that piece. And it was at about that time that the joint venture companies were becoming very significant players in their own domains. And that is when what I call the 5th phase, which is Sindhur, happened to us.
I say it approved.
Yeah. Now, it's one thing to say Sindhur, what it did for the life insurance venture, but I like to say that even though that is not communication created by the bank, it had such a positive influence on the mother brand that I call that the 5th phase of our brand.
I agree with you because, even when I used to look at the ads, the first, adjective or first noun that came into my mind was ICICI reliability, for whatever reason.
Yeah. So that phase, I would say, when, Shikha was building the JD brand and the life insurance brand, I think that the empathy that created, if Bachchan created an empathy that went like that, Sindhur created the next wave of empathy for the brand. and I think that the mother brand gained a lot, from that entire phase. And indeed, and we were therefore very careful at that stage that, there's something that's doing us a lot of good. Let's make sure we don't do anything to take away that good effect. It was a side effect. It was not meant to really do this, but it had that good side effect. So let's make sure that nothing we do sort of cancels it out. So I think that was, what I would call the fifth phase, and the empathy factor went up very significantly, and people really started to relate to it as individuals, as human beings, and something touches their heart. Then we entered what I call the sixth phase, which is...
But in that fifth phase, even that Sindoor thing, I have a feeling that, one of the reasons it took on, so popularly with the public was also this phase of soap operas on TV, which were currently, where, the Sindoor suddenly, had different connotations, newer connotations. I don't know. Maybe psychologically,
Could be.
God knows.
I must admit, I'm
That's
not
why I
a
look
great
at it
serial watcher,
No,
so
I'm
I
not,
don't
but I
relate
do
to it.
surf to see what's happening. Yeah.
Where the entire
yeah.
social milieu is headed. Although, of course, in these serials you'll notice that the vampish women also have very predominant sindoor. So the good side and the not so good side, both of them have this. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's possible. I think maybe I would certainly agree with you that the serials revived the popularity of the sindoor. One way or another. That I would certainly agree with.
No, so therefore immediately people connected.